sleep. You know you took your melatonin, but your eyes are glued to the ceiling. Thoughts swirl like a hurricane in your head. Your goals, your purpose, the looming anxieties of tomorrow. Why now? You whisper. The frustration growing with each tick of the clock. Every creak and groan of the house amplifies the chaos. There are those times where you're stuck in bed at 2 a.m. lost in your thoughts. Thinking. Just thinking. Flashbacks. Anxiety. Worries. Well, those are the very themes behind the second ending for the anime Bocchi The Rock. In this video, we'll be taking a deep dive into both the lyrics and composition of this amazing song. Get ready to discover why it will soon resonate deeply with your heart. But before we dive in, let's tackle the elephant in the room. What's the meaning of Karakara? It's a curious case. The only Kessoku band song without an official English translation. To crack this linguistic nut, I enlisted the help of a fantastic member from the most Dorito server ever, who just happens to be from Japan. This is definitely not the plug to join my Discord server. So Karakara is actually an onomatopoeia mimicking the sound of a brain rattle. We see this happen in episode 9 when Nichika shakes Ryo's head, highlighting her unique cognitive processing abilities. Don't worry, Ryo. We still love you. Speaking of rattles, the instrumental intro to the song is surprisingly chaotic, which honestly feels pretty fitting after finding out the title of the song. Let's dive into the heart of the song's composition and peel back its layers. Starting with the intro, let's talk about its unique time signature. Most songs, around 99%, stick to the familiar 4x4 rhythm, where each beat has 4 counts. But Karakara throws us a curveball with a 5x4 intro, adding an extra count to each beat. This shift, coupled with the blistering 190 beats per minute tempo, can be a real head scratcher to groove to, even for seasoned musicians. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Truly chaotic, and not just in tempo. The guitars, bass lines, and drums unleash all-out chaos, shredding and jamming together. But even in this frenzy, there's a surprising control that maintains their harmony and synchronicity throughout the intro. This chaotic energy steadily builds, culminating in a sudden pause, broken only by a quirky, Herbal-like riff from Bocchi's guitar. This abrupt shift calms the storm, ushering in the first verse. As the vocals begin, we're surprised by the enchanting voice of Mizuno Saku. Her performance as Ryo is already impressive, but her singing elevates it to another level. While Ikumi Hasegawa commands attention with her powerful low range, Mizuno takes a contrasting approach, offering delicacy and warmth that washes over you. As I mentioned in my tier list video, my desire for a full album remains strong. Her voice is truly angelic, only second to the angel Shimo Kitazawa. What also adds to the brilliance of Ryo's voice is how it directly contrasts with the utter chaos of the intro. This contrast between intensity and softness feels like the aftermath of a climatic event, or in the context of the song, like waking up from a chaotic dream in the middle of the night to pure calmness. It's a powerful juxtaposition that highlights the versatility and emotional depth of the song. By the way, the entire song embraces chaos and dissonance, as it's technically under the math rock genre, a genre which accordingly,
math rock is a style of alternate and indie rock with roots in its bands such as King Crimson and Rush. It is characterized by complex, atypical rhythmic structures, counterpoint, odd-time signatures, and extended chords. It bears similarities to post-rock.
This genre thrives on unexpected rhythms, dissonant chords, and complex time signatures, which contribute to the overall feeling of controlled chaos throughout the song. Ryo's voice navigates this sonic landscape beautifully, adding a layer of melody and emotional resonance that elevates the experience. The song's lyrics were written by Ikkyo Nakajima, a member of the math rock band Tricot. The influence of their genre is evident in the song's vibes. Speaking of the lyrics, let's take a deep dive. Using the lyrics from Miyotonian's cover, verse 1 talks about a very relatable occurrence, struggling to sleep properly. The writer talks about overthinking in the night, lost in thought, thinking about the future and her desires. She metaphorically thinks of these overthinking thoughts as like a blanket wrapped tightly around her. There is also the mention of a mysterious special someone that the writer admires and chases to be like. Like we see in Session Complex, the lyrics are written lore-wise by Bocchi, but as we'll see in future videos, she cleverly writes them to give an aesthetic fitting for the character singing. In this song's case, Bocchi wrote the lyrics in a way that fits Ryo. This song's melody is easily one of my all-time favorites. The way it starts with a repeated note, hangs there, then soars to a high point before playfully traversing the scale is pure, simple genius. La 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 la. I can't really explain why I love it, but Ryo's high notes is so cute! I want a wife that has the same voice. One day, I want a girl that sings like her man. Oh, it's so cute. Aside from the soaring melodies and vocals, the remaining instruments take a softer, mellower approach to the section. The drums maintain a steady, consistent beat. The guitars strum the chords with single drawn-out notes, while the bass starts chill before kicking into groove in the second pass. It's actually thematically cool that the bass and vocals take the spotlight in this verse, considering Ryo is both the singer and bassist of Kessoku band. As we transition to the pre-chorus, the instruments begin to ramp up the tension. The guitars unleash aggressive strums, the drums pick up the pace with furious fills, while the bass lays down a groovy yet serene counterpoint. In the middle portion of the pre-chorus, they suddenly dial down a bit to emphasize certain lines and phrases, causing a valley within a valley effect, since effective songwriting is creating a roller coaster-like experience throughout the entire song. The lyrics pulsate with the struggle between conformity and vulnerability. The writer wrestles with the societal expectations, yearning to break free. Then, the instruments erupt in a sonic tidal wave. The pressure from the instruments starts building, until it pauses for a guitar line to transition to them. Just wow! I will tell you all that I'm a big sucker for some fast-paced lyrics, where the words speak at a speed not rap-like, but not too slow either. Ryo's fast-paced lyrics are delivered with another catchy melody. While it only uses a few notes repeated at a quick pace, there's something strangely cool about it. This perfectly suits Ryo's cool personality compared to the other girls from Kessoku band. Speaking of vocals, the lyrics feel like a declaration, giving a sense of freedom and running wild, supported by the fact that this animation plays out in the ending, showing Bocchi running. It is also worth noting that if I'm not mistaken, this is the only song from Bocchi The Rock which contains the same lyrics in all the repetitions of the chorus section. While in other songs, they vary lines and messages in the song, it is the same all throughout, probably as a way to keep a very strong repetitive element. If it ain't broke, don't change it. Like a certain song that has a very repetitive chorus. The lyrics hit like a truck. While the verses bring out a very emo or Ryo-ish message, the chorus is all about hope and looking ahead. It feels like a declaration of the writer to not get bogged down by the noisy thoughts of their head and the pressures of life and conformity. She wants to live life to the fullest, arguing that she only has one life, that she has vowed it, and why should she waste it living to everyone's expectations and to fit in? She wants to dream, aspire, and live despite feeling mediocre or mundane sometimes. She wants to enjoy even the most boring and repetitive days as she knows it's part of life, driven by a yearning to live life to the fullest. She has one final wish, to cherish every moment with someone special before the curtain falls on their precious time together. It is not certain who this person is, but I think we can expand this further. I see it not as a singular person but a group. It could be that this certain individual is metaphorically Kessoku band. Bocchi or Ryo has this lingering feeling that the time they have together as a band is finite. Whether things might not work out in the end, the upcoming challenge of university life, or whatever life throws might potentially sever the ties of this band. Like you, I'm hoping that this won't ever happen, but I think the writer wants to see this in a positive way of making the most of her time with the people she fell in love with. That no matter what may happen, she'll be happy to have given her all. The instrumental elements are an electrifying mix of controlled chaos and funky grooves. The drums hit hard in every count on the snare. The bass playing is rock solid yet funky, and the guitar support while playing hard and intensely. They give off the vibe of intensity and running, perfectly fitting the themes of the lyrics. The intro plays again, accompanied by the hey hey heys of Ryo to enter the second verse. As I have previously mentioned in my session complex analysis, the verses after the first chorus adds a degree of variety to add some extra spice. In the song's case, the spice is the walking like bass lines in the first half. How the bass plays along repeating certain notes and playing rather simplistically yet groovy complements the vocals very beautifully, adding a sense of fun and spice to the first pass. The second pass brings all the instruments into gear, just like the previous verse. Verse 2 continues the theme of sleepless nights and overthinking. The lines of verse 2 reveal Ryo's sense of being stuck and uncertain in life. Despite this, she finds unexpected joy within this state, embracing it as a natural part of the journey. The final lines then shift toward a more optimistic sentiment, showcasing her desire to break free from conformity and to stand out. She expresses a willingness to push past societal expectations and continuously evolve as an individual. We suddenly return back to the chorus, which I'm not going to talk about since it's practically a repeat of the same chorus, both lyrically and composition-wise. So let's head straight to the other section. The bass then suddenly strums. Yes, strums like a guitar. Told you the bass is the most ultimate instrument ever. Hey, tal guitarist. Where was I? Oh, the strums. A very rare technique used by bassists since playing two strings at the same time is muddy, but this is compensated by the use of distortion on the bass. Yes, we also use effects, like a guitar, to reduce the muddiness. As the bass strums, we have Ryo's angelic voice return with the almost as if she's screaming away her anxieties and worries. Then of course, the guitar solo enters. Sleep, why can't I sleep? I'll leave. Oh good, the solo was not as long as the previous song. Cause I know you guys love me ruining solos. Instead of relying on fast runs, the guitarist opts for aggressive bends and soaring high notes, injecting the solo with a deeply emotional, melancholic quality that perfectly mirrors the song's somber mood. The bridge enters with the rhythm guitar joining the vocals. The melody shares striking similarities with the pre-chorus, using the same chords and lyrical structure, which might lead some listeners to initially mistake it for its earlier counterpart. There is, however, some variation. The bridge's lines continue the themes of standing out and being true to oneself. It showcases the writer's decision to break free from expectations and embrace vulnerability. The line, "sharpen myself like a weapon," signifies her awareness that being true and open will bring awkwardness, maybe even cringe and pain. But she understands that this is the forge of personal growth. Despite the inevitable bumps, she'll face them head on, determined to evolve and change until the very end. The bridge kicks in with a beautiful love, just vocals and rhythm guitar taking center stage, as I mentioned. But as the lyrics near the end, the rest of the band explodes to life, building a powerful surge towards the final chorus. We proceed to the outro, which comes right after the last chorus, which I already stated is a simple repeat. The melody slightly varies, almost as if the chorus continues to perform more extra stanzas. The song's outro stanzas conclude with a powerful and hopeful message. Every day, the repeated words of a mysterious voice motivate the writer, offering an uncertain but glimmering promise. Then, as the vocals utter, "You can do it," the intensity slows down, mimicking the feeling of the writer falling back to sleep. The line, "You can do it," echoes 3 more times, with each repetition lingering longer than the last, further emphasizing the descent into slumber. Interestingly, the bass remains persistent amidst the fading melody, offering a final jolt before the very last bar loops twice. Finally, the final guitar note hangs in the air, marking the song's gentle conclusion. And to conclude this video, Karakara vividly captures the experience of a sleepless night, haunted by anxieties and existential questions. The chaotic intro mirrors the mind's whirlwind, jolting the listener awake in the stillness of the night. This song beautifully resonates with the universal anxieties and aspirations that swirl within us, questioning our purpose and yearning for something beyond. The admired figure adds a layer of poignant melancholy, making it a more emotionally charged version of "If I Could Be a Consolation." After delving deeper into the song's lyrical and compositional layers, I've fallen even deeper in love with it. Despite already being a favorite, it has revealed new depths of meaning and emotion. And so, let sleep find us tonight, and may our dreams become a canvas for our wildest thoughts. Thank you for enjoying this analysis of Karakara. It's actually one of the most requested songs after I did the tier list video. But we're not stopping here. We've got 15 more songs to break down. So like and subscribe if you want to see more of these types of videos. Okay, off I go. Bye!